Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energy and predictions for the sign of Aquarius for the end of April. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Aquarius, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you for the final portion of April. The timeline on this reading will be from the last week in April, so April 21st until May 12th. The reason I chose May 12th is that is the full moon in Scorpio. So we'll see what's coming to a close here for you as we wrap up April and also roll into May. We'll go ahead and get all the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. Okay. Let's take a look at the energy on the bottom. You have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, right now you may, in your situation here, as you close out the month, you may realize that you have some potential in front of you. In fact, there may be a significant amount of potential here. You may have a project at work that you are completing, or you may have a business idea, or there may be another area of your life where you realize some great potential for yourself, for your situation. You can see here that this person is holding the world in the palm of their hand. They're looking out over the distance and they're realizing that they can go a lot of different places from here. They have a lot of options. You see that they have at least two options. They have two wands indicating options or two paths here. And so for you, I actually see at least one other infinity symbol here, which is present on the Strength card. And so for you, it's sort of like, kind of like, where are you shooting your arrow at this point, Aquarius? I know I'm talking to Aquarius and not Sag people, but like where exactly are you shooting your arrow at this point? Because there are so many different directions you can go, and you have a lot of targets basically to hit, right? If we're sticking with this idea of shooting arrows, you have a lot of targets that you can hit, and it feels like maybe there are even an unlimited number of opportunities in front of you. Overall, you have a nice reading here for yourself, Aquarius. Let me just check something real quick. My apologies. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure this is the right time frame. Okay, yeah, so you have a nice reading for yourself here. Why don't we just dive in? We talked about how you have potential here on the bottom of the deck. And right away in the middle, you do have this Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is, this idea of like potentially walking away from a disappointing situation. I genuinely love to see the Eight of Cups in a tarot reading because this person's deciding to let go of the past pain and the past trauma, the past hurt, all of that, maybe the emptiness of the past, and they're looking to walk towards the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So basically this person is not taking it anymore, right? They're over it, they're done with the drama, they're done with the nonsense, and they're starting to move in their own direction, in the direction that they want to be moving towards. And it seems like some of you are ready to sort of turn over a new leaf, even though we don't have the any aces in here. It seems like some of you are prepared and ready to do that to close out this month here. So I also think that this could be, it's interesting, I don't see any court cards. Usually we do have an ace, by the way. I'm sorry, we do have an ace. I need to get on track here. So that would make sense. We do have an ace here. You are turning over a new leaf. I don't see any court cards, so it's interesting that it's almost like maybe some of you are not walking away from a person. Instead, it's maybe like you're walking away from a work situation. Let me just dive into this some more. So in the first column, you have the Six of Cups, the Emperor, and the Five of Wands here. So there's something from the past. So you are walking away from something that I think you've been in for a long time. You can see the Six of Cups here. You have the children playing in the meadow, the grandmother in the background. This can represent your childhood. This can represent the homeland, the motherland, the place that you were born into, okay? The early experiences in life. It can also just generally refer to the past, maybe a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It just depends on the situation. It could also represent reminiscing on a situation or the past. But the idea here for you is there's something that you are over. You've been in this for a long time, and you are making you moves at this moment, Aquarius. You are putting yourself first, and you're ready to see what else is on the horizon. You're ready to see what is out there, just like this person is doing, right? They're building on inspiration. They're building on kind of the spark has been lit in their life, and they're building on that, and they're allowing that to kind of carry them forward. And along with this here, you see the same symbol actually. You see that this person in you see the Emperor is also holding the world in their hand, which we saw as well here with the Two of Wands. This is the idea of like conquering something in your life. The Emperor is like an authoritative person, okay? This is sort of like, you could think of like an alpha, okay? If you subscribe to like the alpha stuff. But this is somebody, in another way, this is somebody who takes charge, okay? This person really takes charge over their life, and they are quite successful in doing whatever it is that they want to be doing, okay? And typically this is in business as well when you get the Emperor. So it can represent success in business. But the idea here is you're taking charge. You're no longer taking a back seat. You're in the driver's seat at this time. You then have the Five of Wands. There may be an internal conflict. The lower row can represent the subconscious or the internal, the way that you talk to yourself. Also can say that there's something that it's hidden, maybe something that's hidden here when you look at that lower row. But there may be an internal conflict. Like it's like you know there's a situation you have to take authority over. You know that there's potential. You have to go through with this idea of no holding back. Like letting the past be the past. As you have the Six of Cups here and the Eight of Cups, letting the past be the past and bringing, turning over a new leaf, bringing something in. And you may feel a little internally conflicted about this, which I think honestly is normal. It's very hard to, as we look at the Six of Cups, work through early experiences, early childhood experiences, or even just serious situations of the past. It's very hard to work through that stuff. But I think that some of you are having an opportunity to do that here. And it feels like the future is bright for you, Aquarius. In the middle column, you have the Hanged Man, the Eight of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles here, okay? So looking at this Hanged Man, this person is sort of like sitting under the tree, contemplating their situation. But if you notice, they are content, right? The Hanged Man is content. They don't need much, right? They're in the monk's robe. They don't have really any material items with them. They are contemplating their situation, right? You can see the halo behind them. I would also say that if we look at this person on the Eight of Cups, they don't have much either, right? They have just the backpack on their back and a walking stick. And sometimes the combination of these two cards can represent like elimination. Letting go of something that's not really useful in life. You can think of this as like minimalism, right? You can think of this as like minimalism. And, everything along those lines, right? Like, maybe there's something that you need to let go of as you walk towards this new path. Maybe there's something you need to let go of, okay, as you walk on the journey forward. The other thing about the Hanged Man is they view the world in an alternative way. If you flip the Hanged Man upside down, they see the situation in a way that is unique, in a way that other people don't see. And so as you do potentially consider or contemplate letting go or walking away from something, you may get creative in the way that you view your future or the outcome here. And this may look like you planting a seed that is different from what you normally do. You see the Ace of Pentacles here, which is seed energy. Okay, this is a new beginning, typically, a new beginning typically in one's life, connected to money, resources, assets, finances, earthly possessions. Some of you may be planting a new type of seed, like a unique type of seed, something that you don't usually do. And I think you could be successful in this with the presence of the Emperor here on the reading, but I also think that this will feel new because you are detaching from this past situation. With the Six of Cups, looking at the symbol of the Eight of Cups, as you detach from whatever programming, I'll use the word programming, that you picked up from the past, we all have it, you plant a unique and creative and new type of seed for yourself that feels like it comes with a lot of potential. In the final column, you have the Seven of Cups, the Strength card, and the Five of Cups here, okay? So, Seven of Cups, this can represent maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed. The 7 comes before the 8, and the idea that I'm coming to here is, like, the Eight of Cups person, they realize that they're overwhelmed, right, in the Seven of Cups, because this card comes before the 8. They realize that they're overwhelmed, they have so many choices, they're tired of the overwhelming feeling, they're tired of it all, and they just say, whatever, we're going to go forward. We're going to go forward, I'm going to pick one of these cups, and we're going to go see what happens. And I feel like some of you here want to eliminate some options. Like, there may be too much right now, okay? There may be too much. So recently I've been looking at this Hanged Man as like this idea of strategic elimination, so to speak. Sometimes we take on too many things, and the Hanged Man is really doing one thing. Okay, they're contemplating, they're meditating, they're contemplating their situation, they're looking at it in a different way. And so when you see all of these cups here, can you sort of pare down? And as you pare down, will that help you as you move forward here towards the Nine of Cups with the 8 in the middle? Will that be helpful? It will be up to you to decide if that will or not. But moving on, you have the Strength card. We see the infinity symbol here. Through bravery, the Strength card's all about bravery. Through bravery and the Two of Wands, you really can go so many places here. There's a huge potential for you. But if this is something you really believe in, that is the Eight of Cups walking away, you have to be brave and you have to be fierce and determined in making this step. Lastly, you have the Five of Cups. This is diagonal here with the Six of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So we've got 6, 8, 5 of Cups here in a diagonal. Diagonals are directions you're headed or directions you were headed. And so there was a disappointment here in the past that you're kind of working through. Why don't we go ahead, and I'm very curious, let's start to get some additional clarifications here. Let's take a look at the Oracle cards and see what the Oracle cards have to clarify the situation. Okay. This is going to be funny because of what I just said earlier, but one of the cards popped out. But anyway, you have perfect timing. The reality is that we can't hack divine timing. Sometimes we just have to do the best we can every single day, and as long as we're doing the best, the universe will support us in where we're going, right? And there are times where we have to dig in, we have to do what we can, and we have to wait for divine timing. We have to wait for the perfect timing. It's also true that sometimes we have to just go forward if something's not perfect either, okay? If something's not perfect either. And that might be more so the camp that Aquarius people are in, who I'm reading for right now, because of this idea of walking away. Maybe you're just thinking like, okay, yeah, it might not be the perfect moment, but this is what I need to do. I said you'll laugh because I have this get more information, and I was talking about how maybe you need to eliminate some. Okay, maybe you need to eliminate some. So I'll let you simmer on that if you're resonating with this reading. Do you need more information? Okay, go for it. Or do you feel like you have too much? Okay, maybe eliminate. Let's see what else we have here. You have within the next few weeks and trust. There's a big message in the oracles here coming forward around trusting. Trusting in the timing of everything, right? Trusting in the timing of everything, which you could also say is what's going on with the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man seems to be pretty important in this reading. You then have the situation will improve and wait. So there's this idea of trust, wait, allow the divine timing to come in, and the situation will improve. This is a pretty big message here coming through in the oracles. So let's go ahead, let's put these here, and then I'll also start to get into the tarot clarifications now. So let's take a look at what tarot cards are coming through for you here, Aquarius. Aquarius, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do hope things are going well for you. And yeah, let me just split the deck, and then we'll get right into the tarot clarifications. Okay, you have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Wands, okay, and the Devil. You know what phrase came into my mind? The devil is in the details. Isn't that's a phrase? Maybe that resonates with some of you, but really, from a tarot perspective, the devil is about potentially our habits, our routines. And recently, this combination of the devil and the hanged man has been coming in. It's been coming in this series, in this set, the end of April set that I'm doing. I'm well over halfway through, so I can say that this combination has been coming in a lot. And the way that I look at it is repeating what I said in this reading, which is there may be something that you need to eliminate that's not supporting you on your path here, on this Eight of Cups path. Okay, so the example I've been giving recently is like, let's say after work you watch 3 hours of Netflix. Okay, fine. You know, it's your time. That's fine. If you want to spend 3 hours watching Netflix, that's not a problem. But do you also have another goal that you want to achieve? And like, is there something that's sucking up your time? Right? So perhaps can you look at watching 1 hour Netflix and then 2 hours towards this goal? Food for thought, right? How you spend your time is up to you. But it seems like you've got this goal in that is directed towards going somewhere new with the Eight of Cups. Is there a habit that you can maybe eliminate that will allow you to focus more on this Eight of Cups journey to the 9, which is wish fulfillment, right? So maybe some of you are looking at that. You then have the Queen of Wands and the Emperor. I like that for you. The Queen of Wands is a skill card. This is somebody who's the life of the party. This is also somebody who's very, very busy, and in this case, with it combined with the Emperor, productive. Okay, so there's something around productivity here as well that's showing up with the Queen of Wands, the Emperor. And then you have this Two of Wands twice, okay? So you see the repeating symbol here where the world is in the hand. You saw it with the Emperor right here, right? You saw it right here with the Emperor. And we're now seeing it twice with the Two of Wands, okay? It's almost like you can really, really conquer a fear, or you can conquer something in your life at this time, which is great. And there are so many options available to you. So let's see here. You have the Page of Cups. You have the Six of Wands, and you also have the Knight of Cups. All right, Page of Cups is a potential offer of happiness in this case. Okay, I'm not really getting a love message here. I would say with the Hanged Man and the Page of Cups, that may mean this idea of like contemplating a proposal or contemplating a relationship. Like, are you going to go forward with this person? Are you going to leave it where it is? Some of you may leave it where it is because you have the Eight of Cups. But yeah, that could certainly be the case. This really wasn't about love in this reading, but that combination is pretty clear. This could also be a dream that you're contemplating as well. As the Page of Cups you can think about like dream scenarios or like offers to investigate your dreams, anything like that. With the Hanged Man, you may be really, really thinking about this, okay? You then have the Six of Wands, which can represent success in the tarot. Success after you've gone through a challenge. What I always like is in a reading where you have, for example, the Five of Wands in the first column and then the Six of Wands in the second column, which you have here. You have the Five of Wands down here, followed by the Six of Wands as well, okay? So what that means is the Five of Wands can be a conflict or a struggle. Six of Wands, you triumphing or being victorious over the conflict or the struggle. So you have it here, right? So you've got whatever this internal conflict here is with the Devil, the Five of Wands. This is something you're really, really maybe even ruminating on, really, really, really going over, thinking about. You're working through that here during this period of time as the Six of Wands is now here. I really think some of you are letting go of the past pain, okay? I think you're letting go of the past issues, the past drama. You're letting go of that with that combination in the middle. It's a very nice combination. You then have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So we now see some court cards coming in here with the Queen of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Knight of Cups, which can represent people. There is something about if you're still here and you're here for love, which I know many of you are not always here for love, but it does almost feel like there is a connection in your life that you are giving some thought to. All right. And I do think that you will probably take some definitive or decisive action around this love connection. And it's hard to say if this is like you going for it or you keeping it where it is. I think this is probably the situation that you're thinking about. Knight of Cups can represent events in love. I would say with the Ace of Pentacles, that can represent new seeds being planted, new relationships forming or starting. You then have the High Priestess, you have the Ten of Cups, amazing, and the Six of Cups coming back in again. Wow. Okay. Six of Cups coming back in again with the Five of Cups. This is like situation's really interesting in that, like, beware of escapism. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Beware of escapism, because like you can't just run from this past issue. Okay, you can't just run from it. It almost feels like this is a time for resolution so that this doesn't come back in. Okay, because clearly you're disappointed and down from something that happened in the past, whether this was early childhood or just the recent past. And with it reappearing here, it's sort of like it's time to solve it. It's time to solve it, which I see you doing here with the Hanged Man. I see you coming up with a resolution, a strategy to solve this, but I would say beware of escapism. Like, you can't just run from this. It will come back in, all right? It will always be chasing you. So this may be an opportunity for you to work through it. Or even just come to acceptance, maybe is a better way of putting it. Can you just come to acceptance? Depends on the situation, right? Without getting too like deep, but yeah. You have the Ten of Cups, which is, you know, total happiness in the tarot. It's a very good card of family, of overwhelming joy and pleasure and good times. You then hear, so with the Strength card, it's like you see that outcome. Remember the infinity symbol above the Strength card, you have that outcome. And then the High Priestess is you. The High Priestess is desirability, but it's also like, it's almost like some of you are maybe leaning into a spiritual practice here and trusting. Yeah, some of you are really, really trusting as you move forward. And once again, wow, this is a really, there are lots of confirmation in this reading. You have the Hanged Man again coming up. So that message has been pretty clear for you. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the Kipper cards and see what's coming forward in the Kipper energies for you to close out this reading. Okay. All right, you have Journey, False Person, Unexpected Income, House, Thief, and Poverty. I don't like what's going on with False Person and Thief, probably the two most challenging cards in this deck. It's very well could be the case that this is the type of energy you're walking away from. You're done with that type of deal. You're done with that. And it feels like you're confident in your ability to go on your own. Like, let's say that you had some money tied to this person or something like that. You're ready to just totally embrace the change. Okay, you're ready to totally embrace the change, go on this journey. I will say Ten of Cups is a real estate card, and you have the House card as well. So, yeah, you might even surprise yourself in the journey that you're taking here with Unexpected Income and Journey. Aquarius, that's what I have here for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.